studio.
Yes, Betty.
As you can see, I was really enjoying that song.
Of course.
How long ago did you do that song?
Almost that since 1986.
Wow. Maybe I was born, maybe I wasn't.
You are not there. You are not there.
You sound so sure.
Yes.
But it's, I mean, how do you feel when you listen to it? I mean, this is 2013 going on to 2014, but still, it's still a hit, just so to speak.
To me, my songs, I don't enjoy them.
What do you mean?
Yes, but I appreciate the message that is there. To me, all of them are just the same.
They're just, I don't think so.
Yeah.
So when you listen to that, you're just like...
No, it is not just like any other song that I've composed.
But where did it all start? I mean, how old were you when you decided, okay, I want to do this thing? How long ago was that?
I think I was almost 28 or something like that.
Okay.
Yes.
Which is
when I was a teacher. Yes.
When you were a teacher.
Yes. That was in I started music in 1978.
1978.
Yes.
A few years after we had gotten independence.
Many years.
Actually, it's many years.
Yes.
So what inspired you to write such songs like Tushangilie Kenya or Najivunia from Kenya? What inspired you?
What inspired me was I loved peace and unity, and I wanted people to live together and share what they have with each other.
What was your first encounter? I've read about you, and then there's a very interesting encounter when you met former President Daniel Moi. When was that, and how did it happen?
First of all, the songs about Moi I composed 1978, 79.
Okay.
Tawala Kenya was in 1979.
Yes.
And it was just by accident that he had it when I was now a teacher in Mombasa.
Okay.
And I was training a choir of teachers, and we presented some music, and that is when they had it. Was not intended for him at all.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Tawala Kenya, it wasn't intended?
No, he had it after 5 years.
After 5 years?
Yes.
So did you have, because it sings Tawala Kenya, Tawala,
yes.
Tawala Kenya, Tawala.
Yes.
Raisi Moi. So did you have to put back the Raisi Moi, or was it like that? Had you composed it like that?
It was like that. What happened is that when I was teaching in Sierra County somewhere, I was doing church music. But then one of the social services officers asked me if I could compose a patriotic song, and I composed a song called Kenya Yetu Nchi Nzuri. Then after about 6 months, when President Moi took over from Kenyatta, he was to visit Nyanza, where I was, and then because the DC and the social services people had identified me as having talent.
Yes.
Given by God.
Yes.
They asked me that now the president is coming here, can you compose some song? They just said a patriotic song. But because during that time the former president was moving a lot, and that one inspired me, because he was talking about peace, preaching peace all over. I was hearing that in the radio. Then I composed the song Tawala Kenya, but he did not reach the place Nyanza where the song was intended for him to sing.
So you were practicing, but then he did not.
Yes, he didn't reach Siaya. He just went up to Kisumu, and then we went back. So it took me another 5 years. When I changed my place, because I wanted to do music privately, because I was just talented, but I did not take it as a subject so I moved to Mombasa. And it is in Mombasa later that, just as I've told you, is when he visited Mombasa, and we sang songs. He appreciated our songs. Some were talking about stopping alcohol. Yes. And
I'm sure Mutuzo would appreciate those ones.
Yes. He was also talking against alcohol, and he was closing bars and excessive drinking. And we sang some good songs there. And then the following day is when I sang Tawala Kenya, and people started becoming interested in it.
Exactly. So you weren't. It was not a request by the former president for you to write a song about it.
He didn't know, and I think all my songs, and I think he was not asking anybody to sing, to compose a song for him. They were just singing, and because of me, I was never told to sing. Even he didn't know what I was going to present.
Exactly.
Yes, because,
tell me about the time that you were actually asked to sing a song. Was it 3 times that the song was so good and people were enjoying it? You know, you were asked, okay, mara ingine.
Yeah, several times I've asked. First time it was when I sang with the Mombasa teachers, when that was in 1983 in Mombasa, when I was identified officially by the state. Yes, I sang those songs, and then the former president asked that, can that choir come back again and sing? And the first presentation, we did not sing Tawala Kenya. Then again he said, the third time during the same function, can the choir again come and sing? Then lastly, the third one is when we sang Tawala Kenya.
I'm sure he was very excited.
Yeah, of course, yes.
All right, Wesonga will come back to this chit-chat, which is very interesting, taking us back in time.
Yes.
All right, so for now, I'd want you to read the news piece for our viewers. That's something, you know, the guest anchor, you are a guest anchor tonight.
Thank you.
And I think it will be an honor for you to grace our studios as you have. So now this camera is the one that you're going to use, this camera 2, which is right in front of you. Just read it through, enjoy it, and we'll see you on the other side. You can begin by introducing yourself to our viewers.
Yes.
All right.
Viewers, I am Anchor Thomas Wesonga. I am a composer of patriotic music. Here I present you the news. The deaf community is outraged over the fake interpreter Nelson Mandela's memorial service in Johannesburg, and they are now calling for his arrest.
Would emerge as the last great liberator of the 20th century.
Barack Obama's speech at Tuesday's memorial service for the late Nelson Mandela was described as sentimental yet powerful, but the deaf have a much different response.
That made me extremely angry, and I said that I wanted to go to the FNB stadium and grab that man from the stage. Really, it was ridiculous. That really angered us.
Abram Marapane is the head sign language trainer at Deaf SA, the Deaf Federation of South Africa, and like many of his colleagues is outraged at this man, the government-appointed sign language interpreter seen here next to several heads of state. Deaf SA says he's a fake.
We, the interpreters, don't know who he is. Nobody's ever worked with him. We can't even tell you which province he's from.
Delphine Huange has worked as an interpreter for the deaf for years.
Former President Thabo Mbeki.
Cyril Ramaphosa has just said former President Thabo Mbeki. How you sign that is former, indicating the past. The sign for president, cross against your body like that. And President Thabo Mbeki has a specific sign name, and his sign name is this. So all he needed to do for that phrase was sign former. That was all.
And instead,
he has now flicked his hand. This has no meaning.
Delphine also says the lack of facial expressions, the distracting blue lanyard, and the man's seeming confusion at times all lead her to believe he's a fraud. To add insult to injury, Deaf SA has complained about him before, after this incident in 2012 when he was signing for President Jacob Zuma. A spokesperson for the ANC, the country's ruling party, says it didn't employ the man, who has not yet been named. An official with the presidency says the government would be launching an investigation into the claims of fraud, but provided no further details. For the employees at Deaf SA, where the phones have been ringing non-stop since the Mandela Memorial Tuesday, they hope this incident raises awareness.
Perhaps it was meant to happen like this, so that government, South Africa and the world get a wake-up call that you cannot just put any arbitrary person. You need to respect deaf people. They are part of our world. They are citizens, and they have human rights just like the rest of us.
But how could this happen on such a momentous day for the ages is a question the entire country is asking. Errol Barnett, CNN, Johannesburg, South Africa.
You know, Mr. Wesonga, that man is so confident. You know, when he came the first time he came and, you know, the ceremony was starting, he was so confident. I was like, wow, this man is very confident. And to think he was doing this and it's all fake.
Yes, to laymen like us who do not understand that language, you think he's saying something.
Yeah,
but he's not. But you know, there are so many con men these days in this world.
But it's very interesting that a con man, okay, I don't know if that's the right word to call him, got to, you know, next to Barack Obama, next to all these leaders, and, you know, I don't know, he should have been gotten out of there very sooner than he stayed.
He confused the organizers of the occasion, and maybe they didn't know his background.
Yes, that is very interesting. But we're getting so much feedback. People really appreciating. I want to just take you through some. Peter Maganga says, wonderful musician. Thank you for being a great Kenyan and being true to our nation. Thumbs up. Caleb Chauro says, I'm so touched by Thomas Wesonga. He is a true Kenyan hero. Congratulations for making us proud.
Thank you.
Someone here is asking, that is Kenyan Scribe, where you get your inspiration to write patriotic songs and how you can mentor others who are interested. I think this is a valid question. How do you mentor upcoming musicians who want to get to the levels that you've gotten to?
Yeah, first, the talent came from God.
Yes.
And I am grateful to that.
Yes.
But I have mentored so many, quite a number of musicians that you see. And now in Kenya, yes, they went through my music and they became very interested in music. Some are lecturers in the universities, and some are teachers, and some are great composers.
All right. I'm interested to know, did you go to school to study music, or it just came naturally?
It came even in my early education.
Yes.
I was not even interested in music.
Oh, really?
But it seems there is a background of music in my mother's family.
Yes.
And I think that's where it came from.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Someone here is asking, that is Harry Okema, please ask Mwalimu Wesonga if we can download his songs. And where basically I think there are many people who are asking, how can we get Mwalimu Wesonga's songs legitimately?
Yeah, I have not compiled them. I'm looking for a sponsor.
Okay.
And I think very soon there seems to be people who are interested. I think when they support me, I will very soon produce those things and share with our beloved citizens.
All right. I like that. All right. So yesterday we celebrated, 50 years of independence.
Yes.
And I'd like to know, where were you on the 12th of December 1963? Because I'm sure you are around.
I was around, a young person in standard 2. Yes, in 1963. In a rural village called Malomba in Siaya County.
Exactly.
I was small, but I saw the thing, and it was a big celebration. Even it touched the children. We were even hearing up to the lowest level, up to the village, because I could hear big microphones. Almost the celebration was in the locational headquarters, and it was 5 kilometers away, but we were hearing the sound of jubilation, everything.
Yes. And you could understand what was happening.
Of course, yes.
Exactly.
Yes, and
wow.
we knew now. I knew that, we are independent.
All right.
Yes.
Mwalimu, it has been great having you.
Thank you.
Before we wind up, one question. There's someone who asked, is it Wesonga or Wasonga? They're tired of mispronouncing it.
It is Wesonga, but it still means the same thing.
Okay.
I have a relationship with the Luhya. So the Luhya say Wesonga, the Luo say Wasonga. Yes.
Thank you very much, sir. It has been such an honor and a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
Just stick around for a